There's a reason that you're not successful. I know the reason. You do not know that reason. Because if you did know that reason, you understood why you're not in the position that you want to be in, you'd be putting the necessary steps in place in order to be in that position. Now, the chances are you're working hard, you're working every day, you're trying to build your business, but nothing is quite sticking. You're not getting that success that you dreamed of, that success that you're striving for, and probably can't see a way on how you're actually going to get to that position with the business that you're currently doing. So if you're sitting there watching this video and you're in a position where you've made the start, you've done the hard bit in terms of getting things started, getting things in motion, building the foundations within the business, but just aren't seeing momentum, or you've plateaued, or you're making negative progress, there's a reason for it. And what I hate the most is when people say that reason is external factors. When people say, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong business model, or the way the industry is going is too saturated, the barrier of entry is too high, I just can't seem to catch a break within this business, blah, blah, blah. External factors, right? External factors do not impact your life, do not impact your business. You choose to let them impact your life. You choose to let them dictate how successful your business is. When people tell me a business model is too saturated, it basically means you're not willing to be the best within that business model. Because if you were the best at what you did, you're going to get paid in every single industry. Because if you were the best at what you do, then you're going to get paid and you're going to be successful. But the reason you complain about a business being too saturated is because you want to provide a baseline service or a baseline product or a baseline info product or whatever it may be to a customer that doesn't care for you, that isn't interested in what you offer, because what you offer doesn't provide value, because your competitors out there are providing better value. If you're entering into a brand new business model and can offer a service or a product that's different, that holds value, that is going to make someone else's life easier, more efficient, more effective, then people will utilize you, your business, your service. But you're not willing to be the best. So you're not willing to put in the work. And that's why I reflect and say that the reason you're not successful isn't down to external factors, it's down to complete and utter internal factors. Because this is something that I can guarantee and I know for a fact. If myself was to enter into any other business model, I know that I would make it a success. I know that within 1 year, regardless of what the industry is, regardless of my prior experience, I would be able to enter a brand new industry and make it a success within 1 year. Because I'm completely and utterly confident in my ability. I'm completely confident in my skill set and the knowledge that I've acquired over the years into that, utilize it in any industry and make it a success. So you can't blame business models when people can enter into a business model who are more commercial, who work smarter, who are more knowledgeable and make it work. Which means you need to understand that it's purely internal reasons why you're not in the position you want to be in. So the internal reasonings are, you're either not working hard enough, you don't want it bad enough, you haven't got that burning desire to really succeed because you're too comfortable, or you're in the wrong business model, okay? Now, like I said, you can make money in any business in the world, but you need to understand and you need to analyze what you want your future to look like. If you want your future to look like being in a position where you can work from anywhere in the world, behind your laptop, and just work with complete freedom, you're not then going to start a carpentry business, are you? So you need to choose a business model that contributes to your current skill sets, where you can apply your prior knowledge and attributes to this business in order to make it a success, but also one that aligns with how you want your future to look, because then you're going to strive for that, and the desire for it to work is going to be far greater than if you choose something that isn't really aligned with how you want your future to look. And the third aspect is you don't know enough. Okay, you're not knowledgeable enough. There's people within your industry making more money than you. What is the difference? Well, you're working every day, you're doing all the tasks. Okay, fair enough, you're working hard, but how are they still making more money than you? Well, the reason is they know more. Okay, they're smarter than you. And you can either take the approach of finding a mentor that can guide you through and navigate you through the industry so you can learn from their mistakes and you can accelerate your own success, or you go through the process of learning stuff yourself, trial and error, trying new things. Because what you need to understand is what you're currently doing is not working. Okay, you've got a business, but it's plateauing, it's not growing, you're not scaling, it's deprogressing. What you're currently doing is not working. So for you to then sit there and keep doing the same thing, you're just backing a dead horse. You're backing a losing horse, okay? You're not going to gain success by doing something that isn't working. So you've got three internal aspects that you need to analyze in order to start attaining success. Now, for my sake, this time last year, I was in a position where I invested into my success. I think I dropped about £5,000 into direct mentorship from people who were above my position, who were further down the line than me. Because I could see me being in that position, I just didn't have the knowledge on how to get there. So what did I have to do? I had to pay people to tell me that knowledge. That's not a bad thing. That's me being smart. That's me saying, I accept that I don't know how to get to this position. I know I've got the work ethic. I know I've got the commercialism, but something's not right. So I invested into my success. I gained mentorship. I gained guidance and new knowledge. I applied it to my business. And then I'm suddenly earning 10 times more than I am a year ago. So it's all about finding new knowledge, accept your current position, accept you're not in the position you want to be down to yourself, and start putting in the necessary action points. Whether it's learning more about your business model, whether it's trying new strategies, whether it's completely jumping ship and finding a business model that is better suited to you or better suited to actually making money, then you're going to start gaining momentum. Then you're going to start getting successful. You're going to start making more money. Now, the reason I bring this up and the reason I wanted to go over this is because I actually saw a tweet from a friend of mine, and it was something along the lines of, if you aren't disgusted or if you aren't embarrassed of the position you were in a year ago, then you're not working hard enough. Now, what is meant by this is, if you were to rewind the clock 1 year ago and analyze your current position, you've had 12 months between then and now to make a crazy amount of progress, and you should have. And you should be embarrassed of that position, because if you was in that position now, you'd be miles behind because of all the progress that you've made within the last 12 months. But if you reflect 12 months ago and you analysed your position and nothing's really changed, then you should be even more embarrassed. And this is a little add-on I wanted to put. If you reflect 12 months ago and the position you were in is very similar, you haven't made substantial progress, then that should be the real embarrassment. Being embarrassed of where you were a year ago after making a bunch of progress isn't embarrassment. It's actually a sense of accomplishment to actually reflect and see how far you've came, but to also understand that time is constantly moving. You need to be constantly progressing. It's 10 a.m. Today I woke up to $6,000 generated within my business already whilst I was asleep. I rewind the clock a year ago, I was making my business was generating $2,000 per day. Now I'm waking up to $6,000 and generating 5 figures every single day. Now, at this moment in time, that's fantastic. I'm completely amazed with the results that I'm achieving. And if I was to go back and start achieving $2,000 days, I would feel like a failure. Even though this time last year, I felt successful as well, because, you know, I'm still making good money. And the same is going to apply 12 months from now. Well, people who I know are waking up to 10,000 and they're having $50,000 days. That's the position that I'm going to be in. and I'll reflect on where I am now and not feel embarrassed, but feel accomplished at the fact that I've made so much progress again. So the aim of life is to constantly progress. And if you're not constantly progressing, you're doing something wrong, and you need to internally analyze what those things are that's going wrong. And typically speaking, it's a case of lack of knowledge or lack of work ethic. And you need to analyze which one it is and start putting the work in and the necessary action points in order to turn stuff around. Shift the pendulum back in your favor so you can gain momentum and finally start achieving the success you desire with all the hard work that you're putting in.